For this presentation, we'll be talking about Artemisia Gentileschi, the Italian Baroque female artist. Before we begin, it is important to analyze the time period in which Gentileschi became a prominent figure. The Baroque period, which was between the late 1500s and the early 1800s, embarked on a shift from displaying pastoral figures from the church to experimenting with concepts of portraits, still life, and landscapes. The tensions of the Counter-Reformation reflected upon these pieces, as there was a goal to appeal to the masses through a dramatic sense of realism. These changes paved for new styles through not only paintings but music, architecture, and literature. On the left, we see a painting of early Renaissance by Sandra Botticelli, where Judith and Holofernes are being depicted from the Book of Judith. In the painting, you can notice the difference in approach, as there is a natural depiction of figures and a sense of balance. On the right, we have a painting by Diego Velázquez called Old Woman Cooking Eggs. Comparing the two, Velázquez's painting presents itself in a dynamic way, as there is a shift in focus on the individuals. Though both are painting a narrative, Velázquez sets a different tone based on the dramatic contrast and pronounced use of light in the expressions of figures. This depiction of ordinary people is interpreted in such an authentic style that we can see it carried throughout the 17th century. Most notable for this style of Baroque and had heavily influenced paintings made by Gentileschi was Italian painter Caravaggio. Using the concept of chiaroscuro, Caravaggio used the technique of dramatic dark and light contrast in his paintings. He was able to present his pieces by communicating directly to the viewer through movement and expression. His approach with the first painting uses natural lighting coming from the angle on the window and is dimming through the face of Matthew, one of the apostles of Christ. In this scene, there is a moment of transitioning where Matthew is experiencing the awakening of Christ. This painting does a profound job at combining the use of light and gesture to capture a moment in time. Applying these concepts into her own works, Artemisia Gentileschi was viewed as one of the most prominent women artists to be skillful with the techniques of chiaroscuro, using biblical large figures with the application of pronounced expressions. Gentileschi mastered the perspective of women experiences. In this painting called Lucretia, Gentileschi shows the stark contrast of the figure. Within the bright pale skin tone and clear garments with pearl jewelry, there is a terror of action by the direction in which the knife is held. Lucretia, presented here, is the wife of Lucius Tarquinius, who is the son of the king of Rome. As a form of rebellion, she is portrayed here committing the act of suicide in result of the violence she had endured. This act of rebellion was a topic of discussion and led to a strong representation of female perspective, especially when faced with the turmoil of powerful men.